not sure, and you could probably check this out yourself, but I think I hold the record for participation in all the Hangouts.
You do. You do. I'm going to have to send you a little medallion or something, mate. I think,
well, just an attaboy and a pat on the back.
You're here more than me, so that's it. No, it's always good having you here, man. So it's good to, and same with Pat and Landon as well. You know, they've been around streams a number of times, so always appreciate that. How are you, Pat?
I'm good, man. You?
Yeah, good. Thanks. Good. Thanks. How's things in sunny Canada?
Sunny.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's not been cold. It's not been snowing. It's been good.
Cool.
We have everyone from all 4 main continents of the world. We have Canada, Australia, and America. I'm not sure where the other guys from.
All right.
But, all right. So we've got Landon's with us as well. So thanks for joining in, man. Appreciate that.
Landon, you're from the States, aren't you?
No.
Nice.
From Canada.
It's from Canada as well.
Oh, it's from Canada. Okay.
We're like the States without guns, right? That's the joke.
Yeah, I think that's like us as well.
We'll get by the politicians. You can fix that.
In Australia, we basically have guitars, beer, and good cars and booze.
Oh, there we go.
You know, that's a good combination too.
All right, someone's not wearing headphones. I warned you. Anyone without headphones gets
that I have. The only pair that I have that.
There's no excuses, man. I'm not going to hear everyone coming back in the headphones all day. It's not going to work.
Yeah, how's this? The only workable headphones I have are Apple earbuds, and they suck major balls.
Well, it's either grab those, mate, or see you later.
I'll have to find another pair of headphones lying around here because there's stuff everywhere.
Well, go do that. I'm going to mute you until you find some headphones. Sorry. All right. Sorry, guys. I warned you on the email. I'm not going to fiddle around with sound for 3 hours on our last stream. It's not going to happen. So please find some headphones, guys. Appreciate it.
The Apple
already better.
Work.
Yeah, they're fine. They're always my backup ones as well. So
it's what I'm using.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm half deaf. I usually stand right next to the drum kit, so
and a super reverb.
Yeah, and a super reverb. So I'm
sorry. What'd you say? You didn't catch that.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got a number of people watching already. We got Aggie Fish, George, Nick in the States. How are you, man? 650 Thunderbird. How you doing? We got Steve Leitner, Kevin, Todd, Dragos, Clive. We've got, lots of folks watching already. So thanks for dropping in. And this is our last official, I think, live stream before Google discontinue the actual plugin as of today, my time. So this will be the last day. I was going to try and do this yesterday, but I had an appointment I couldn't kind of get out of. So I totally booked it on the wrong day. So I had to bump it back. One day. So I don't know what the plan is with the stream thing going forwards. It may just mean we need to do it via Skype somehow. I've worked out how to do like 2 calls in Skype straight to YouTube, but I haven't worked out how to do more. It may mean more computers, which is something I don't need. But it's going to be an interesting. The conference call feature on Skype isn't as good as this. So
yeah. Google Plus, they've pretty much given up on it, right?
Yeah, that's it. I think the difference is when you use Google Plus Hangouts, as you talk, you can still hear other people.
Yeah.
On Skype, if 2 people are talking, it cuts all the audio.
Yeah.
This one's all free, right? This is a free service. Yeah, so that's probably why they're getting rid of it. There's no money in it.
Yeah, I think it's easily exploited as well. There's a few exploits where if you post links publicly and people join, you can't always kick them. So
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a few things that they never put any extra effort into fixing. But you could be right. It could just be a
I don't know.
way to cut costs or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or to get more money from us.
I've only got about 20 minutes, and then I got to take off. But I just wanted to get in here for the last one.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So that's cool.
We'll no doubt do something once we work out how to down the track. But it's one of those things that sort of sucks. But Kevin in the chat says Skype has been around for 100 years. What's their excuse? Yeah, Microsoft bought them, and then I think they decided that they didn't want to fix it.
That's the death of it.
Yeah. So what's new with you, Steve? What anything new on the gear list or anything?
Oh my goodness!
On the way out?
Any pedals?
It's actually been.
That's not an expensive, Steve.
You hit that right on the head. No, it's just I just had one of these patches where some stuff is that I've had for years is just as they say in the military, went tango uniform on me, and just had to replace it. The computer I'm talking on right now is new. It's a new Apple. I got one of these 5K apples because I need something with enough horsepower to run my flight simulator. The power tube on my Blues Deluxe went south on me too, and it started crackling, and I was like, oh my God, and I shut it off real quick and started nosing around and decided to investigate the power tubes, one of which was the problem. But I had to get an education on power tubes and how to match them up, and if you put something in other than what your amp has been biased for, it has to be rebiased. So it was a bit of an education finding out what I needed to get for tubes without having to bias my amplifier. The last time we had gotten together, you would ask me if I'd gotten something. I forgot that I had bought a chorus pedal.
Oh, okay, cool.
An MXR chorus pedal, which I like, but that brings me up to 4.
Oh, now you need a pedal. See, now you need a pedal board. That's how that works.
Now I need a pedal board. Yeah.
Oh, he's got some headphones. I'll bring Nathan back in the chat here as well.
I was also thinking that I'd like to pick up a wah and a compressor so I can do some of the Knopfler kind of stuff.
Get a Bandit. That's what somebody said.
Well, the recommended compressor, at least on my end, would be the Boss CS3, and there's a couple of modifications out there for it actually.
They're supposed to be pretty good, yeah, and I do like Boss pedals.
Yeah, cool.
They're built to last, and they've been around since the 70s.
Well, we were laughing a little while ago, about stuff that's just really tough. Like the Strats are really tough. We called them the AK-47s of guitars. I think the Boss pedals. I think the Boss pedals are like the AK-47 of pedals. I think you could run over them with a small tank.
Oh yeah, they're pretty good.
Your Battleship.
Your Battleship, yeah.
The Iowa class.
What about you, Landon? I know you're on limited time. You can go next. What's new in your guitar world and guitar room?
Bunch of stuff, actually. Well, the latest thing would be the bass guitar, jazz bass. I got a Squire jazz bass, and I don't play bass, so that's new for me.
You do now?
Yeah, nice.
That one there, just a black on black.
I like the precision better than the jazz from some things.
I don't know. I don't know anything about bass, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. Plus, just like what's better, Strat or Tally, it makes no difference. It's personal.
Yeah, exactly.
Personal choice.
Honestly, I got this.
No better
tracks and stuff like
yeah.
so.
No, that's good, man. That'll be perfect.
It's a Squire vintage modified. Great series. Cool.
It's hard to go wrong with a jazz bass or a P bass, one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
It could be worse. It could be seen with a Gibson Thunderbird bass.
Yeah.
Well, I used to have a
Uh,
Gibson EB3 bass, which was pretty nice, but that was years ago.
Cool.
Yeah, that and what else did I get recently? An orange. Actually, I'll pull it over here.
Yeah, cool. So for those watching who haven't seen Landon's channel, check him out. Just punch in his username to YouTube and it'll come up.
It's one of these little guys. The dark.
Nice.
The micro dark. Micro dark.
Micro dark.
Those things are awesome.
It's amazing. It's really cool. Like it's a hybrid. I think it's got a tube for the pre, and then 20-watt power.
Yeah, it's a solid state power with a pre.
Cool.
Tubes in there. And
Vox
it's
pretty
cool.
Do they have a specific power supply for them, or is it just a normal plug?
No, it does. It has
okay.
It's a 15 volt 2 amp.
Okay, yeah. I got a couple of those Joyo heads just turned up.
Yeah, I
with
saw
the same sort of
20
big,
20 watt. It's probably comparable, right?
Yeah, I think they're
Do
similar.
the Joyos
sort of
have the send and return for the like? This
Yeah, it
has an
does.
effects loop on the back,
They
so,
look exactly the same on the back. That's why I asked
they
what
do.
the power thing would be, because the ones I got came with their own little connector, so power connector. So yeah, cool. Yeah, it looks great, man.
So I got that, and then I got that
Is it the one
cheap.
you used on that Mortal Kombat video? Is it that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, I used
Yeah,
that.
it sounded good.
That- Yeah, it was pretty good. Like, I'm definitely impressed. It's not. I think in Canada it was about 250, 270 maybe. I think about 200 in the States. So, and like
Yeah,
our
sweet.
dollars. So it'll probably be the same for you, unless it's not a Fender product, so it'll be the same price probably in Australia.
Yeah. Oh man,
Dollars on par.
I haven't even been able to reply to all of those. I got probably 80 messages after that video went up explaining like everything that was going on. John's here because
What's John doing inside? Wait a minute. What's wrong? Did he get fired?
I'm going to take another connection problem here.
That's all right. I'll mute you while you're sitting
Speaking
up.
about overpriced products, has anyone seen anything about the whole Gibson cancellation of the reissue rumor? Custom reissues and all that have been cancelled, I assume.
Can't say I have.
No, me either.
I haven't heard anything about that. I'd be surprised if they make it back.
I was on Twitter and people were tweeting about the thing. You know, something going on at Gibson. I think something's going down.
Okay. I haven't seen anything about that yet.
Yeah.
Gibson's a little bit up and down with its financial well-being these days. So it seems.
Yeah, it's like the Nolan years of the 70s.
I don't know what that's in reference to, but anyway, Pat, what about you, mate? What's new on the what's new with you? What's been happening?
Well,
I follow you on Instagram. You're putting up some tasty playing. So
Yeah, thanks, man.
what's your username on there again?
Patty Riffs. So P-A.
Patty Riffs, yeah. Cool. So check him out.
So really, the only thing that's changed for me is I had a Gibson Firebird, and I was having issues with it. It was a traditional heritage spec, so it had the old like banjo tuners, the gearless tuners.
Yep.
And I do a lot of alternative tunings, a lot of open tunings and stuff like that.
Okay.
And for the life of me, I couldn't get it to stay in tune, or I couldn't get it to even go remotely close to any open tunings. And I talked to I had a wonderful conversation with the local Gibson rep, and he basically said, well, that's the guitar. There's nothing wrong with it. That's just the way it is. And I'm like, well, any guitar that I buy new, particularly if it costs, $1,500-$1,600, it should be able to hold a tune.
At least, if not more.
And his response was, you just bought the wrong guitar. So my response is I brought it back to the store, and I got myself a Telecaster and said,
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
You'll never have a tuning problem again. So
No, it's, what, I've always wanted to have an American Standard Tele.
Norley.
Yeah.
Now I've got my American Standard Strat from '98, and I got myself a last year American Standard Tele. So
good stuff. I wonder if they'll end up being some sort of collector item down the track, once now these new ones are out and are unaffordable here.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds awesome. I want to just beat the living hell out of it and put like a Gibson Classic 57 in the neck or something crazy.
Yeah,
but,
I guess that's the beauty of Strats, huh? You can mod the crap out of them.
Yeah. It's just
Good stuff. Cool. All right, so John, you're back. You got your headphones in?
Yeah, I do, man. Sorry.
Hey, no worries, man. How you doing?
Had a bit of an issue. I was all ready for yesterday and got myself all set up, and I was giving up on the setup that I'm using now. I tried down on my tablet and saw something that I wasn't doing in the first place. So yeah, it's all working now.
All right, awesome,
Long
man.
story about nothing.
Sorry about yesterday. I had already had an appointment that I totally forgot about, and I was like, I can't get out of that. And we got Ryan here too. Sorry, Ryan. How are you? I didn't even see you pop in. I don't know if Ryan can hear us.
I think he's having troubles. He's been popping in and out.
Oh, that's maybe why I haven't noticed it. Yeah.
He's being strangely reticent.
If he can hear us at least, and you're having trouble with sound, Oh, okay. There was an error loading your app. I
Couldn't
tell you
open
what, kill the live stream completely, and
I
just
had
try
that too.
again.
I just had to click the X in the corner, and it seemed to clear it up.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, we'll see how Ryan goes. Hopefully he can jump back on. Yeah, I wonder what guitar he's got this week. He definitely can't hear us, so he must have some problems with the sound. But yeah, I ended up getting a couple of these pretty cool. Where is it? Let me bring up this window. A couple of these guys in these little 20 watters. So
Hoyos.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Hoyos.
Hoyos.
So I got this atomic one, which I've tried. It's based on the Vox AC 30s or 15s or whatever, you know, that similar sort of thing. 3 controls, clean and dirty. It's got a Bluetooth function, so I guess you can use it from stream your phone to it or whatever. Might be kind of cool for doing jamming to backing tracks or whatever. But yeah, they look pretty much the same as your Orange amp minus the Bluetooth antenna, which I gotta say, when I first saw that, I went, oh no, like this is going to be junk. But you know what? I used it last night. I had a good play through it, and it sounds really good. So yeah, it comes with its own, you know, power supply kind of thing and little 2-cent speaker cable. But yeah, they're pretty cool. So I ended up with one of those and got also the Fender one, which I can't remember which one that is. It might be this one.
Yeah, it looks like the same kind of power supply. Same idea.
Yeah, cool. And
these ones say
they're really good, huh?
Yeah, well, I haven't tried those, but I like this one a lot. It says designed in England, made in China.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's the home of tone these days, I think. Definitely. So we've got Ahmad's joining, I think, if he's there. He might just be sorting out his audio. Yeah, everyone's having trouble today, maybe because, I don't know, maybe they're already pulling the plug on this thing. Maybe it's not already supposed to work.
Yeah, I bet you there's some funny business going on with the plug-in as they shut stuff down.
Something's not right, but at least I've got my microphone out of sight now and away from the air conditioner.
All right, cool. So what's new with you, Nathan? What guitar are you into? What sort of stuff you play?
Oh, well, the guitar that I'm playing the most now is just this SG thing.
Sweet.
Yeah, I got this kind of sound going.
Classic red.
With the box over the top boost pedal. Just set it a medium kind of thing. I boosted with the SD1 for a kind of Marshall-y style crunch. Yeah, a bit out of tune there, but that I'm going for at the moment. But I've also
that's a Gibson, mate. That's what they do.
We've had this conversation.
I got the compressor.
Yeah, cool.
Solo boost.
Yeah, they're good pedals, those. I've had a few of those over the years. Nice stuff.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of Boss delay pedals, nothing special for the modulation section. I've got a Boss chorus as well and a Moen Univibe. And actually, Moen went out of business a while ago too.
Yeah, they're good, those things.
Yeah, I've got a standard Crybaby. A friend of mine gave me a 70s Crybaby. Classic kind of sound.
All right, hang on. The sound. Someone's got YouTube streaming in the background. Oh, hang on. All right, it's Ahmad. I think Ahmad's got the YouTube player. I can hear about 13 seconds in the past. Hey, man, how are you?
Oh, good. All right, how's it going, guys?
Good, thanks, good.
As I was saying before about my rig, I've got a standard Crybaby from the 70s.
All right. So hang on. Nathan, 1 sec, man. All right. Ahmad, sorry, mate. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear you over the guitar.
Okay, good. Continue on. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Hello, everybody.
Hey, you're outside today. You're doing a John. What's going on?
John's inside, you're outside. What's up?
Just enjoying the nice weather.
Yeah. Cool. Nice. How's your axe going, man? Your new guitar?
Well, I got a layaway, so I hopefully be picking it up next month. Yeah.
Oh,
so
awesome.
That's the game plan. Yeah.
Good way to buy stuff, but you wait. But while you're waiting for it, you're like really antsy. Give it to me already.
You know what? That's a sign of someone who's patient. I wish I had the same sort of patience.
Yeah, I've done it before.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good stuff.
All right, I don't mean to cut in, but I gotta actually take off now. I gotta go. So it was
All
cool
right,
to
dude.
hang out for one last time on this.
Yeah,
I gotta go.
well,
I'm playing hockey. I'm in Canada, right? So that's all we do. We play hockey.
There you go. Play hockey.
Drinking maple syrup and killing moose and stuff like that. Gotta go.
all right, take it easy, man. Thanks for jumping on.
Okay.
Take care, man.
Take care,
Take it
guys.
easy, bud.
See ya.
That's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
Oh, that's it. We've got. I'm watching the chat too. If anyone has any questions for any of the guys here, feel free to let us know, and we can get back to you guys. So yeah, for those who have just joined, the live stream functionality on YouTube's being discontinued as of today, my time. So I think this is the last day it'll work. I now need to work out how to do group conference call streaming some other way. So stay tuned for that. It'll happen. I can definitely do 2 people at the same time on a live stream, but I haven't worked out how to do more than that yet, but it'll get there. So fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully they just replace it with something that's the same but less exploitable. That'd be the goal. But anyway.
Fewer
So
trolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be remedy. It should have a remedy for trolls anyway. But I want to continue with my wire demo. But basically, I was telling you guys about this wire. A friend of mine in Sydney gave me a 70s Crybaby. This is probably a 72 model. It has that Hendrix era sound. It's just a neck pickup on my fake Gibson. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a throaty sound.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
What are
nice.
you using in your rig nowadays, Shane?
I've got the same wire I've always had, just the GCB 95F, just a
The
generic
GCB 95.
F.
I just have the original GCB.
Yeah, cool.
No F.
Yeah, there's 2. The ones without the F are slightly brighter and a bit more hardcore, I guess. Whereas the F one's a bit more mellow. It's got a thing in there called a phasal chip, which is like some Italian part or something that are a bit more mellow sounding. It's not as head cutting in the high end, but I like it. I picked it up. I don't know. It's probably
Shane, where's all your posters on your wall that I was watching on your thing from the other day?
yeah. That'd be my other recording room, which is the next room across. Yeah, this is where this is my little podcast table.
Yeah.
And then I've got the.
I figured we were going to see your wall.
Blue tack worked, but it looks all right. I think once, like the thing in that video that I didn't actually have my camera where I normally have it because I had all this other stuff in the way. So I think I'll probably film the Joyo demos today with that new background. So hopefully it comes up all right. We'll see how we go.
I'll watch for it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's a bit of fun. Something different. I get sick of editing with that green screen thing, like it's too time consuming. And it's if you move funny, the light bounces off it differently too, even if you light it properly. And it can end up causing a lot of editing issues. And certain things just become a pain. It looks good when you get it done, but I'll save a lot of time. And it'll probably just look more natural anyway. So we'll see how we go.
When you're
Make sure
producing a lot of content, it's what can I do to streamline this process so that I can actually sleep and not be.
No, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. I made the mistake of always trying to do something a little different. But in the end, that just made things a lot just way more time consuming than they needed to be. So I still wanted it to look good. So I just thought, yeah, I'll just print out a whole bunch of posters and hopefully it looks good. We'll give it a shot. We'll see. Everyone will probably whinge about it. But anyway. What's that? What was that? Sorry, Mud? Oh, I couldn't hear what you said. Sorry. I might crank your microphone up a bit here. Okay. All right, cool. So, John, what's new with you, mate? You got guitars all over the place back there. What's happening?
Oh man, as you know from the last time I messaged you, I went down to Melbourne for a recent time, and I tried to do a bit of a guitar search run through the cache converters.
Yeah.
I'd come in through Epping and showed you that preview that I was saying.
Sorry, John, your mic is crackling something. Shocking.
Must be bad. I was wondering why, because I was getting a lot of crackling from everyone else. I tell you what, go to someone else. I'll jump out and jump back in and see if I can fix up.
Yeah. No worries. It sounds a little robotic. Maybe the Wi-Fi connection's a bit funky or something. I'm not too sure. But I actually sold my Super Reverb recently, Pat. I
saw that.
Yeah, the guy that bought it. It's a good mate of mine, and he's a gun player. And I was sort of like not 100% certain that if I was doing the right thing, and I still don't know if I did the right thing. But
right, I think I commented on your Instagram post because you said somebody said something. Oh my God, I can't believe you're selling it. It's like anybody who owns one can completely understand why you're selling it. It's like the holy grail of Fender amps. It sounds insane, but then you go to move it, and you just about have a coronary trying to get it to the car.
There's two things that I don't like about the Super Reverb. One is how physically large it is, and I can't put it in my car without having it on my back seat all the time.
Yeah.
So it literally lends itself to just being exposed when I'm parked with it and all that kind of stuff. I could cover it up with a blanket or something, but I like just having the Blues Deluxe just fits in the back of my car. I can close the door and no one will see it. And it's not uncommon for cars to get broken into to have all that stuff taken. So
when you need power tubes for it, let me know. I've been up and down the block on it now.
I'm in the same boat. My Super, it doesn't fit in the back of my car. It's got to go in the back seat. So if it goes anywhere, it's coming out wherever I go to.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's
a question for you too in regards to loading your rig. What kind of car are you driving if you can't fit a Super Reverb in it?
Hatch.
You can fit
hatchback, man.
No, you can fit them in. It's not like they can't fit, but the boots or the trunk on a lot of cars aren't long enough for a Super Reverb. They're just not. Try fitting a quad box in most boots. They're not going to fit. It's essentially what that is.
Well, I've got a Hammond organ. And a Leslie, so I've tried fitting it into a station wagon, and it could barely fit. I had to lay the organ on its side and the Leslie on its side just to get it to fit.
So you're asking exactly the same question you just answered.
Yes, but it's the only problem. The only problem I have with modern cars is that they can't fit vintage gear. It
depends on the car. Get a Jeep Wrangler. You'll fit as much stuff in there as you want, or a van, or a station wagon. Station wagons or a truck. They're all different.
Or change your instrument.
Modern cars doesn't mean small car.
But if I had a truck, I would live in it. Like, who wouldn't want to live in a semi-trailer?
I don't know who.
I don't know. I'm good. I'm happy with the house.
Me too.
It's warm,
all right,
it's
John.
cold, it's dry when it's wet.
John's back.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
There we go, mate. I got you now.
There we go.
Must have been
Hey.
Must have been my old shit headphones. Never
There
mind.
you go.
Hey, you swore, mate. I'm gonna have to kick you. No, I'm only kidding.
Sorry. Thanks for coming.
So you have to say it with a different accent. If you say it like the Irish say it, they say shite.
Oh yeah, all right, we can do that.
There
There you go.
All right, we've got Ryan back as well. Hopefully he's got this sorted out. I feel sorry for him. If you can hear us, reboot, Ryan. Try it again.
Change your headphones.
I want to hear about
could
those
just-
tone screws.
This could just be performance art.
All right, we can hear now, John. So give us your cash converters experience.
All right, so basically I was driving in on the. Now I'm getting panic.
That's Ryan, I think. Headphones, Ryan.
Okay.
All right,
Right,
go for it.
No sound delay.
I thought it was me because it's usually me. Yeah, so I drove into Melbourne on the Wednesday, hit the Epping Cashies on the Wednesday. I think I looked at my phone and saw that you were on a live stream, but it had ended. So I threw you the message real quick. And then on the Saturday, I thought I'll try to do a run to as many as I can, but they were all shut.
Oh.
So I'd gone through from Glenroy to Preston, down to Northcote, down to Collingwood.
Yeah.
And they were all shut. So when I was ready to leave,
Saturday.
it was Saturday because it was Easter time. It was Easter Saturday, so technically a public holiday.
Yeah.
And even though a lot of retail was open, obviously those guys weren't. And I tried hitting them up on the way out of town when I was leaving on the Tuesday. And I'd managed to get back to Glenroy, Preston, and Northcote.
Yeah.
Took some crap video, which I can send to you if you want to try and edit it all together into a Guitar Search Saturday.
Well, it might be worth doing. I'll have a chat to you about that.
Yeah, there was a little bit of good stuff, but nothing that really sort of caught my fancy. And in the end, I ended up going back to Epping on the way out, sort of heading back up the Hume, and checked out that PV again, but decided against it because it didn't have the original speaker in it, although I'm sure an Eminence Legend's probably not a bad speaker. But it was missing the handle, and it looked a bit rusty down the bottom, all the screws covering the, I think it's a reverb tank down the bottom. So,
which PV was it again?
It was the Silver Stripe Bandit 112.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
cool.
But, you know, sort of the usual sort of stuff. The guys in, I think if you're going to go out and have a look, like I said, I know you're sort of south side, this is all north side stuff. So it might save you a trip because there wasn't anything too crazy. One of them had an old, you know, sort of vintage looking Fender basement head that they had for $1,500.
Okay.
Oh man, I don't know. I'd have to find a picture and Google up. But like, yeah, it was old. It was like a silver face type sort of thing, and it didn't look like a reshoot. Looked like it had a lot of time on it.
So John, there was no left-hander alert.
There was only a little bit. Nothing that I liked. Nothing I liked. You know, plenty of stuff.
Alert.
Yeah, that alarm seems to frighten everybody a little too much.
The first time I heard it.
I love it.
That's it. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. But you know, like.
Sorry, go ahead, John. Oh, John's frozen, has he? Oh no.
No, I'm just listening
He's
to
there.
Nathan speak.
Oh, cool.
I
think I've got it working, man.
There we go.
Anyway, as I was saying earlier, I go thrift shopping a lot because I like to search for unique stuff. While I was in one shop, I actually saw not one, not two, not three, but 6 Lefty Squire Strats in a row in one shop.
It's pretty rare to find so many. That's cool. That's cool.
You go deaf on that alarm.
And then in this other shop that I went to, there was this amp that had names on the knobs, and I was like, what? It was weird. I keep finding weird stuff in the cash converters down here, and there's so much weird stuff down here. I might have to send you a video of some of the stuff that I find. It's all pretty peculiar stuff down here in New South Wales, and maybe the occasional rare thing. The best sighting I found
you never know what you're going to get with those cash converter shops and stuff. That's why I go to them every few months or about every 4 weeks, just so I can check out what they got. And one thing a guy let me know about that a lot of people from those cash converters don't realize, the people that shop there every week, they're supposed to put the price down 10%. I guess that's why some of the prices start so high. So, yeah, you can, if you go back a few weeks later,
up, Nick?
you can pick up a pretty good deal.
It's
So,
just interesting, Shane, because we
Can
can go
you hear me?
shopping.
Hey, I can hear you, Nick.
sorry, Steve, go ahead.
I say it was just interesting because we get to go shopping with you.
Yeah, that's it. I've got a few more.
I enjoy it.
Thanks so much. Cheers, man. Yeah, it's something to do that's a little bit different rather than just pumping out the videos and, you know, the regular type of videos. It seems to be a popular sort of thing to have a look around. So,
Or going in scary search tunnels.
Looks
Going
like
in, what, sorry?
the same problem with the app getting loaded that I did.
yeah, what was going on with that?
Well, I just installed the creators update of Windows 10. So that's their newest big service pack. And I guess the Google Talk plugin that you have to run to use Google Hangouts doesn't play well with it.
Okay.
So
I
that
know
was
my Mac did the same thing too. I think it's a bigger plugin issue. Like a
Hey.
Whoa.
Hey, Ryan, do you mind grabbing some headphones?
Oh yeah, sure.
You're killing us with the feedback. I've just muted you. Sorry, say that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say sorry about that. I'll have to find some here. But yeah, it's all working. And also, Nick, I tried the Chrome browser on Windows, and that didn't help either. So it's definitely a bigger issue.
yeah, something funky.
Don't have to worry it after today, anyhow.
Exactly right.
Bugs going in the dark as they shut down
We're gonna have
servers.
to go back to letter writing.
Maybe they're intentionally killing it.
Smoke signals.
So, what's Ryan's he's going to get some headphones. That's all right. Nick, how are you, man? What's new with you?
What's going on, guys?
Probably a lot. You're the king of guitar
As
acquisition
always.
syndrome.
I've mellowed. Well, not since the last time I've seen you, but
That's
I've
because you're on
mellowed the last
vacation,
month.
mate. That doesn't count.
I'm a 1 week into my 6-week vacation from work, so I'm everything is all right in my
Nice.
world.
It's
It's,
funny, every time I fire up
Jealous.
YouTube on the TV and I click on my subscriptions, it's like, how many guitars did Nick get this week? How many
nuts.
videos did he upload?
I've slowed down a little bit, but actually I got a bunch of videos coming. I haven't done any videos for like the good guitars I've gotten recently. I've done videos for the really crappy ones, the Firebird Zero, the Gibson M2. God, the Gibson M2 is a big heaping pile of crap. It's and I'm trying to polish the turd that it is by I put a Tone Pros locking bridge on it. I'm about to put burst sparkers in it. And it's still it sucks. It's such a horrible guitar, but I'm determined to just beat it into submission just because it's kind of fun.
me too.
You know what Nick likes? He likes the best and the brightest at the bottom of the barrel. We established.
Well, no, I like to have fun with those. You don't see me bitching about my 2016 Standard. I'm like, that's my good stuff. Those just sit there. They're no fun. They work.
It's just math. It's just math. So it's either two $500 guitars or five $200 guitars. something like that.
Hunter might have a Firebird Zero to trade you.
I already had one, man. It went back. It went back.
Yeah.
I
It was
know.
It was
all-
so bad Nick couldn't even deal with it.
Dude, it was all of the worst attributes of a Firebird. More neck dive than usual, but none of the good setup, none of the good anything. It was just like, oh, this is depressing.
What's the worst guitar you reckon you've ever bought? And conversely, the best sub $500 one.
So the worst is probably the M2, the Gibson
Okay.
M2. I mean, I got it for they're
Wow.
$399 all day long. I got mine for $235. It's not worth $235.
That's bad.
Ooh.
The Epi Les Paul Special 2 is a better guitar.
Yeah.
I have a video that's coming
I
up.
got one of them that's awesome.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody, but I have a 3/4 scale little Ibanez pointy guitar for my little guy that sounds better than the M2. And I'm going to do a blind test. Is it the shitty little Ibanez or is it this $400 made in the USA Gibson piece of crap?
That's
It's the
great.
most disappointing guitar I've ever gotten. The best sub 500, well, it's a little unfair. I bought a used with case my my Edwards. Hold on.
Yeah, cool. So
Anyway,
Edward stuff is made. This is the Japanese.
Oh.
Recommendations for this?
Sorry,
there you
one
go.
second.
Look at that. So yeah, Edwards. This is what the ELP 98 LTS. So it's the lacquer over some sort of a thin coat of poly with a flame top. It was $500 with a case, and it's epic. Like, it's just a great guitar. Yeah, made in Japan.
Yeah, well, there you go. So that's what's that, Nathan?
Yeah, was that a Japanese guitar or is that something else?
Yeah, this is a Japanese Edwards. It's made by ESP in Japan.
That'd be pretty much the same as the Tokai stuff.
Does anyone have any pickup recommendations for this? I want to get this thing sounding awesome.
That would P90.
Depends on your budget.
Yeah, it depends on what you like as well.
Do you want to buy groceries this week as well, or?
I'm already stocked up on food. But this thing, I've stripped it down just to the bare minimum. One pickup and a volume and tone, just because the bridge pickup wasn't working. What I did was, I took the neck pickup and rerouted it to the bridge position.
What do you got there, man? What's that?
The two Iron Gear Tesla Sharks. This is Iron Gear pickups. They're probably made in the East, but they're a UK company. Both are 4-conductor wire. They're Alnico 2, like the / Duncan set. But I think I got them for like $90 shipped to me in the States from the UK.
Yeah, wow.
And they're really highly recommended from everybody who's like, oh, try the Tesla Sharks. The key thing with Tesla Shark is if you block everything but the middle, it's /SL. I don't know if you can see that. So they found the way it's like the Joyos where they bold the letter that gives you the hint of what those little Joyo mini amps are.
Yeah.
Hoyo.
So, Hoyo.
Yeah,
Actually,
cool.
I love that Hoyo. I refer all Joyo now as Hoyo.
Yeah, those mini amps are actually not bad. Well, I've only tried the one so far, and I'm enjoying it. They sound great through those the 2-note torpedo thing. I'm looking forward to doing the demo.
Shane, do you have a live or a studio on the 2-note torpedo?
It's the live, the rack unit one.
Yep. I need to buy one of those.
They're unreal, man. They're I use it all the time on the majority of my videos, and I've got the same speaker cab that I the same speaker emulation that I have in my amp in the 2-note, so it's killer. It sounds spot on. It really does, except you can turn the volume to wherever you like. Yeah.
Nick's going to
new with
stop
you,
buying
Ryan?
guitars and just buy 2-note torpedo things.
Well, I've got about I have like $4,000 in gear that I'm about to list over the next 2 days, and I had other places to put it, but I have a feeling $1,500 of that's going to disappear towards a 2-note in the process, just to make, once again, recording easier so I don't piss off the family and wake people up.
I'll tell you what, man.
Yeah.
You should maybe email 2-notes and tell them what you do, just out of a suggestion.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
Because
you got enough
I did
popularity.
that. They sent me one.
Wow.
Just for the promo. So yeah, you might get lucky. You might not, but you might.
Before the time,
show
I
'em.
appreciate
Yeah.
that.
The best and the brightest at the bottom of the cabinet emulators.
We'll get him a Hoyo one.
What, he's getting a Mesa Boogie?
Oh yeah, the cab clone. Yeah.
That was awful.
Pat's having connection problems. He just said he'll be back if he can. So, Terry, how are you, man? I just saw you just pop in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Doing better than when I fell there 3 weeks ago. I actually went and seen a nurse practitioner. Yeah, snow in April.
Yeah,
And then you're
oh,
wearing flip-flop type things, so I fell, hit my head, hit my left shoulder.
Ouch.
Nurse practitioner said that I probably got soft tissue damage, but should be recovered within 3 months. So
Sorry to hear that.
that's kind of prevented me from playing guitar a little bit.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
You can take up the harmonica.
Exactly.
You can tell the guys from the north because we're all taking tumbles during the snow season. I fell down my driveway, which is on a hill last just before New Year's, and I ended up in the middle of the street bleeding.
Yeah, I hear that's not uncommon.
Oh, you got a harmonica.
From what I hear, like if you slip on ice, you're supposed to go ragdoll, which is the exact opposite of what your human instinct is to tense up and try to save yourself.
I was trying to just sort of slide along and keep my balance, but the next thing I know, I'm falling down my driveway and laying in the middle of the street.
Wow.
Yeah, that's nice. I reckon Ahmad won't even know what we're talking about living in Texas.
That's right. Yeah. Heat. Nothing but heat. It feels good out today, but I'm sure it'll get hotter as the months go on. So
where in Texas are you from, Ahmad?
Houston,
okay.
Texas.
Yeah. Been through there.
Home of the Lefty shop.
Yeah, Southpaw. Yeah.
NASA.
How big's that place inside? Is it large?
It's not that big. It's kind of it's in the old part of town in Bel Air, which is probably about an hour from where I'm at, and it's like the size of maybe two shops in one. The one side's got the electrics and the little counter. I have a few amps in the middle, the electrics all around, and the other side mostly acoustic guitars. They have a few righties, but mostly lefties.
Please tell me they've got just one black right-handed Strat there.
You know what? The last time I was there, I didn't look because I'm just like, I hate going to like Guitar Center and seeing that one bootleg black Epiphone or the Sunburst Epiphone that's always there.
In a Lefty land.
Yeah, there's like two guitars there. I did go to one Guitar Center. They had someone had a white 69 Strat that was flipped upside down, and I really thought about getting it, but I'm like, I already have one, so I don't think.
Was it the famous Olympic white, color? With
the Olympic white. Exactly. It was a right-handed model that some guy flipped over to lefty, and I really wanted it just because I'm
because of Jimi Hendrix. I love that guy.
Yeah. But like I said, I already have one. I couldn't justify having two 69 Strats. I needed something different.
I've always wanted to own a vintage Fender, though money constraints has led me to never own one.
Ain't that the truth?
And I've got to say, don't flip a Strat if you don't need to.
I grew up playing it that way, so it's natural for me.
Well then it's.
But that's why I wanted to get the Lefty Gibson, because I really wanted a left-handed guitar. That's a proper left-handed guitar for a left. So I have to deal with. I could just take it out of the bag and just play, as opposed to having to, get somebody to flip the nut and do the intonation and all that crap. Because then I get the guitar, I look at it like I can't play it. And then I had to take it out.
You keep talking about all these Lefty guitars. The next question Shane's going to ask is if you've got a room he can slide into while he comes to visit that left-handed guitar shop.
Come on down. Come on down.
Yeah.
Come on
down.
I got plenty.
Guitar Search Saturday will have to be over there. That'll be where the evolution of it goes. I'll do 10 episodes here, then 10 or 20 episodes in the States. Be fun.
Well, just think, you can cut the video on the whole flight back.
Yes.
It'll be about 12 hours.
20 hours.
14 hours.
My friend lives in Florida, and she flew to Vegas, and she was like, she got home and she's like, oh, the time difference is killing me. I'm like, when I get home, it's like the next day, and I've just traveled for 27 hours to getting home from your place. Like, it's like 4 hours for most people. So, yeah, that flight is good editing time if you have a good battery. You can literally just go, just do everything. Yeah, you could probably do it twice over.
Put your green screen up behind your seat and do your thing.
There you go.
You doing the voiceover at 40,000 feet?
Yeah, man. That's the one thing that puts me off traveling. Is I think that I'm less inclined to enjoy that just massive flight. It's getting less and less appealing. And I love when I'm over there, but flying's not fun. Anyone who thinks flying's like awesome fun hasn't done it enough. It's good in short.
Exactly right.
It's good in short sort of stints, but when you literally, you're at an airport 3 hours early for your flight, and then you got to wait 2 hours for all that sort of stuff. Get on the plane, and then fly 27 hours, and then get your bags. All of that stuff gets old pretty quick.
Yeah.
And getting through the airports is torture.
Yeah, I really don't enjoy it. So that part of it as much anymore. And then you can't find your bags and all that kind of stuff. That's happened before. Last time I flew to the States, I had no luggage.
As I see someone looking away, trying not to cause attention to themselves.
That's it. It's crazy, man.
His baggage went to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, pretty much.
By the way, lefties do have another option now. Chapman announced that he's going to start producing lefty versions of his guitars.
Okay. He's going to do the left-handed
It's
V.
going to be pretty cool for you guys. And sadly, Chapman guitars are just as expensive as low-end Fenders here.
Yeah, I don't really know how much.
Fender advertises themselves as the place to, they have more left-handed guitars than anybody. So I don't know whether that's true or not.
No, they would have. Yeah, definitely. Without having to do a
Definitely
custom
more
run.
than Gibson.
Yeah. You're lucky you found one, Ahmad. You're
Left-handed,
lucky man.
right-handed, they don't stay in tune anyhow. So
Yeah, the studios.
That's why I'm hoping that tribute isn't going to be too many issues with that tribute, because if it is, I'm preparing myself for maybe the lack of Gibson quality, since it is like a affordable guitar. It's $8.99, so it's like
look,
Isn't
it might be.
sad
I've heard good things
that you
about
have to prepare yourself to be ready for a $900 guitar to be a piece of crap, though?
Now, look,
I know, and like I posted
the truth,
on
though,
Shane's
but it's
thing
sad.
before. I had
It
an
is, it's
$800 used Strat that I got, and I got it. I got it redone, and it plays beautifully. It's one I have out most of the time, and it's just like, okay, this is cool, no problem. So I'm worried about the Gibson, because when I was playing with it, it did seem to have a little tuning issue. So I guess that's to be expected.
It might just be the nut as well. You might just need to put some graphite or something in there, but some are fine too. There's some that are just you won't have any problems with, and others that do have problems. But if it's blatantly obvious, like really, if it's just got new strings, that's one thing. But yeah, they'll play it in a bit and see how you go. It might be fine. I hope it is.
Just watch it for the poplar and the pea soup green finish.
No, I'm not
Do not buy any
Nick's
S-Series
guitar.
Gibson.
Yeah, those.
You could say puke yellow finishes.
Yeah.
Is Landon in the car? Are you in a car?
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
I don't know if you can hear me. I'm hardcore.
He's going guitar shopping at night.
No, that's the arena behind me. I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say, I was waiting for him to say, "Can I have a double in a Dutchie?"
I just hit 6 moose on the way here.
There you go.
How is your car not damaged?
Did you then say, what's
I'm
this all
joking.
about?
What are you guys talking about in there?
Oh, God.
See, you guys don't actually have too much of the OU enunciations. I noticed it a little bit, but it's not as bad as the cliche.
Yeah, it depends where you're from too.
They're full on with that, but others that talk more.
Like East Coast, like the East Coast area, they sound like they're Irish plus something stuck together.
Yeah, wow.
Wander around the
Newfoundland,
states.
Nova
and listen
Scotia, PEI.
Wander around the states and listen to the variety of accents you get out
yeah.
of the people from the same country.
It's pretty much like that in Australia too. I mean, I never noticed it. I never noticed it so much growing up, but yeah, absolutely. There's very big extremes from north to south.
Years ago, when I was in Uncle Sam's employ, I was speaking to a guy from the Ozark Mountain area. I had no idea what the hell this guy was saying.
You need a translator, huh?
And I knew he was speaking English.
Translator that you can wear on your wrist.
Ozarkanary.
Ozark.
Where's my Ozarkanary?
All right, Ryan's back, so let's see if we can see what he's up to. So, you there? Yeah.
He's muted.
Yeah.
There he goes.
I couldn't find headphone change, so I just mute myself in between stints.
Oh, that's all right. No, I appreciate that. All right.
And
So,
I'm dropping out again, so I'll see you guys for real this time. For
All
real.
right, take care,
All
man.
right, see you,
Take
man.
care, Landon.
Enjoy the
Good
fight,
seeing you.
hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching a comedian a few weeks ago, and he was saying he went to a boxing match and a hockey game broke out.
That's a good one.
Boxing match and a hockey game broke out. I don't get that.
No, that's all right.
There's always fights in hockey games. You go to a hockey game and a fight breaks out. There's almost as much fighting as hockey playing.
All right.
At a boxing match, a hockey game breaks out.
Yep. I guess
All
you
right.
had to be there.
Ryan, go for it, man. You got center stage.
Yeah. I heard somebody asking in the chat. They were asking if I had any 52 tallies with me. So there is there is one hanging back there, if you can see.
Yeah.
I can barely see it at all unless it's to your right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Feel free-
recognize the
Oh,
S
sorry, I was
on the
muted again.
headstock.
Feel free to grab it down, mate, if you want.
Oh yeah, yep.
This is another one of his infamous no casters.
The last
No, it should actually be a classic Squire Classic Vibe 50s.
Has he sold his Gibson for an
Oh,
amplifier?
his Telecaster. Okay, yeah.
Yep. So that's
There we go.
that's a real that's one of the new. This is a 2016 model, so it's got the little F hole on the truss rod cover.
Oh, okay,
Block
cool.
inlay. This has
That's for
this
the
has
extra
burst
tone.
buckers, burst bucker 1 and 2. And Nick, I heard you talking about the burst buckers. I've really liked those pickups in this guitar. First time I've had burst buckers.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
Had them on the studio I had for a little while. They were okay, but you know, when the guitar doesn't stay in tune,
like
it doesn't
there's a-
matter what kind of pickups are in it.
Yeah.
This is one of the new American professional Strats.
Yeah, they're just saying Corona, California on them.
Just say Corona, California. That's right.
Yeah.
The only
Nice.
the only complaint is that they still use the same old non-locking tuners. I don't know why they didn't go ahead and put the locking tuners on these, but
You know, something like that's going to be a matter of preference.
Got to leave
because
something for the deluxe.
The one I got a little while ago, my deluxe, it has locking tuners on it. I changed the strings on it for the first time yesterday, and I hated it.
really.
Yeah, it's a pain in the neck.
So this guitar, obviously black, and I know it's not coming through well, but the guard is actually mint green from the factory. And then
cool.
the controls, the pickup covers and the knobs and the vibrato tip are all aged plastic. So it's got an aged look going on for it. But the new pickups sound great. I really like them. I mean, it sounds like a Stratocaster to me, you know.
Era of Strat, do you think it sounds like?
All right. So you've kind of gone full circle.
I would say, Nathan, I would say it's probably more 60s than it is 50s, but it has a lot of clarity. I think it's just a little more output, but it doesn't lose clarity. You know, it has the new V-Mod pickups, which apparently what they've done is changed, you know, each pole piece on the pickup. I think the bottom two strings, the B and the E string, is a different Alnico type than the other four strings. I think, Terry, is that right?
It's probably like the 52, if I remember correctly. Some of them are Alnico 5 and the others are Alnico 2 to make up a proper balance somewhere between a 50s and a 60s.
That is interesting. I've got to get my hands on one of those Strats in just to see how it sounds through, you know, a rig of my budget or whatever. I actually bought my entire rig for under a budget of $300.
Oh.
Cool.
So here's your my new 52 here, hybrid. This is American Professional also.
Holy.
So this is the Telecaster version. Again, it's got the same old Fender tuners on it that you're used to. But what I do like about this guitar, the pickups are fine. They sound good. This bridge is awesome. Let me see if I can get a better picture of the bridge. So these saddles are compensated. I don't know if you can see that.
Yep.
See how that's kind of split? So you still have your 3 brass saddles for your Telecaster, but the intonation actually works.
Yeah, cool, man.
And I know that Glendale have been making saddles like that for a long time, but this is actual factory Fender stuff now.
Took them a while to catch up with that.
I think I've got a 52 hot rod Telly. I think it actually has those saddles, but I bought it used, so maybe they got swapped before I got it.
I didn't mute Ryan quick enough there. Nick, I didn't catch anything you said. All I heard was double. What did you say? Sorry.
I've got a 52 hot rod Telly.
Oh yeah,
it had those same barrels, the split ones on it, but it could have been swapped before I got it. I did buy it secondhand, but they're the best. They're so much better than having to bend the one. When that trick on one of my other ones, like you got to take and actually bend it to get the intonation right.
Oh wow!
Brass barrels are like original, but it was just hard to intonate. And then when they put them at an angle like that, supposedly the intonation problem went away. Mostly
It works great.
All right, what you got there?
Yeah,
That looks like is that Ryan's old 51, 53 no-caster?
No, my Harley E52.
But
I added a Wilkinson bridge with the same thing. It's about 40 to $60 bridge.
Yeah, I have the same bridge right here, Terry. I think it was 35, $36 US, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, what's that neck pickup, Nick?
It's a Charlie Christian.
Oh yeah, it looks good.
So it looks. This was my Tuxedo Telecaster, so double bound, ebony fretboard. I don't know if you can see the flame maple in the neck, but the Christian just pops on it, and it's not as sharp as a P90. Imagine like just a butterier, spongier P90. So it's real kind of mellowy, warm. I dig it a lot. It's a pretty sweet guitar.
Yeah, cool.
I've never had a guitar with that pickup in it.
You need to get one, man. Lawler makes a great one. And they'll fit usually in a P90 route. If you've got something that's got a humbucker route or a P90 route in the neck on a Telly, it pops right in. And the Lawler's prices have come down to like $150. I got this custom made for me for a guy that was local that then figured out he couldn't make a living making pickups, so he doesn't do it anymore. Got a good deal.
Mr. Kareem in the chat just said 5,000 AUD for the American Professional Series.
Ouch.
Holy cow!
Wow.
And another Fender rumor is that they're not going to do the rosewood necks anymore. They're only going to go with ebony.
That's
so the rosewood.
Well, I saw they raised their prices on the rosewood necks.
They rose them up, yeah.
They're a pain in the ass for them if they got to ship them. It's killing everybody.
Yeah, that's not a rumor, Steve. That's true. I just talked to the local dealer. Prices on existing stock have gone up, and they are going to stop using rosewood on the fingerboards. So that's not a rumor, unfortunately. But
I thought I heard it was Paulo Ferro or whatever, like on Stevie Ray Vaughan's neck.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Which, if you go by Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar, how it played in that, well, shouldn't make much of a difference.
Yeah, really.
95% of people would know the difference.
I still laugh seeing all the Gibsons with Bakelite.
Oh, the Granadillo. The Granadillo just looked weird. It was the wrong color. It felt not fine. It was the wrong shade of color.
Did they put that on some of the Les Paul Customs? What you're talking about, Nick?
I think so. I don't know. They usually do ebony on that or the composite one. The Granadillo you saw, I think, on what were they? The signature, maybe the signature T's might have had them, or that kind of era, right around 2012, 2013, 2014. You saw a few different ones that had that Grenadillo fretboards on them. I don't know if they were classics or regulars, or they have so many models, and every year they switched from a signature to signature T, what a classic was. But I have a Harley Benton with their roasted maple fretboard, and I'll tell you what, it doesn't have the open pores that you see in a rosewood fretboard, but the thing feels great and it looks really good. And what I found with that is because it doesn't cleave to routing as poorly, the inlay routing for it is so much better, and it's a $200 guitar than you normally see on a $200 guitar or anything like that. It's hilarious.
Yeah, cool. I mean, the other thing with the fretboards too. Sorry, whoever I just cut off there. I was just going to say, you don't really feel the wood under your fingers anyway. Like
you shouldn't, right?
Yeah. On a good guitar, you basically you're feeling the frets. You're not really feeling the wood. So I don't know. It's going to make that much of a difference, no matter what they change.
So $1 million question, Shane: Does the fretboard wood? Is that a tone wood on the guitar?
Well, that's the question. My answer to that is I don't think it will make a huge difference. I'm gonna put my money on the frets, the nuts, and
anything that touches the string.
Yep.
But that's the roasted maple. You can't tell the difference quickly looking at it or whatever.
Oh, mate, we're gonna have to kick anyone with a roasted maple fretboard, mate. That's
you're out. You're out.
Now they need to start doing roasted walnut.
yeah.
Walnuts roasting on an open fire.
Roasted chestnut.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, roasted chestnut.
Roasted chestnut. There you go.
Fine.
All right, I got one more, guys.
Yep.
So this one is my newest acquisition. I've had it for about a week.
Ooh.
Paul Reed Smith. Custom.
So this is a new model that they did in a wood library run. They call the 24. So it's a custom 24, but it has the 408 switching on it. So what that gives you. By the way, this finish is called Angry Larry. It's like a purple, reddish purple.
That's pretty though.
Huh.
I dig it.
It looks really. It looks like hot pink on our video. Just to
does it? Yeah.
No. I'm only messing with you.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
So looks more like a delightful shade of mauve.
That looks good.
What you get on this guitar is a three-way blade, and then the two little toggles turn or split each pickup independently. So, normally on the custom 24s or any of the Paul Reed Smith guitars, they have the McCarty switching where you get the three-way switch and then you just get a push-pull pop. And if you pull it, it splits both of them. But what this allows you to do is have the bridge be a humbucker and the neck be a single coil or vice versa, which is really cool for some Strat type tones. And then also on the 24, you can get a 5-way blade, but if you do that, you can't get the single coil in the neck or the single coil in the bridge. So you can actually get your single coil neck and bridge with this setup as well. So it gives you the best of both worlds on the custom 2408 switching. So
how do you Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Shane.
I was just going to say, how do you honestly feel the split coil thing is in comparison to your Strat?
If I wanted it to sound, if I wanted a Strat sound, I'd have a Strat.
Yeah, I was wondering if that might be your answer.
Yeah, I mean, you can approximate it. I mean, if you're just taking one guitar to the gig and you're going to play Sultans of Swing, you can dial it up. But I mean, if you're wanting to sound like Clapton on the Layla record, you're going to want a Strat.
Yeah, cool.
But so that's a unique feature on this guitar. And then the other unique feature, rosewood neck.
Oh wow.
Beautiful.
So, you know, we've got the rosewood scare going on, so I've got a whole plank of it here on this guitar.
Coming after you, mate.
Yeah. Check out the figuring on this.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah,
this
that's a
rosewood.
nice figure.
I've never had one like that before. It's really different looking. But yeah, rosewood board, rosewood neck, and then the normal palette inlays that they do on these.
Neck looks like a baseball too.
It's
So
their
for those who don't,
it's a pattern regular neck shape. So it's their middle. It's not their thin one. It's not their thickest one. It's the one that's kind of in the middle of the road. So yeah, that's the last acquisition. So it definitely has the PRS guitars. This is a new one. It's a 16, built in 16, so it has the 85-15 pickups in it. And I've had virtually every. Well, I've played 5909s, 5708s. I'm trying to think what else they had.
Beefy Ninja
58, the 58-15s. I've had those as well, and I think these are. They have a lot of clarity, but I always think PRS guitars have a lot of clarity. But these just have a really unique character that it doesn't sound like they're trying to mimic a Gibson. It sounds like they're trying to create their own sound, and
Yeah,
I think they
that's-
really nailed
that's
it
good.
with these
That's
pickups.
That's the one thing that I always hear from people. They always, when they go get a PRS, it's to replace something else, like a Gibson or whatever. But I reckon you buy it based on its own character. And BV Ninja also asks you, Ryan, are you going to keep this longer than the last private stock you had? And I guess how does it compare as well to that one?
The private stock one, this thing plays just as well. I mean, make no mistake. If you have a core model PRS, you've got as good as their quality is going to get as far as build and the finish and that sort of thing. The reason that private stock guitar was a private stock, 3 reasons. Number one was the color of the finish. It was a custom one-off. They only made like 3 of those guitars in that color. Number 2 was the neck did not have a truss rod in it. It had a graphite rod in the neck, so there was no truss rod adjustment. It was just the neck was never going to move. And I'm trying to remember what the third reason was. Nitro finish, had a nitrocellulose finish, and their guitars normally have the V12 finish. So, and the quality of the flame top, they usually save their absolute best flame tops for the private stock guitars. So. But as far as playing and sound, if you'll remember, that guitar had the 2 little toggle switches on it as well. It had the same pickup switching system, different pickups, but the same switching system. So
very cool.
I like it. I think they've got it nailed. And Shane, you said the magic thing that it's taken me all these iterations of getting 52 tellies and 63 335s and PRS guitars and 58. You know. You can't buy a PRS expecting it to truly sound like your 335 and your Strat and your Telly and your. It really is. It really is its own thing. And what I've found out after buying and selling Strats and Tellys 6-7 times, it's like I'm always going to go back to wanting one. So why not just buy one and keep the thing rather than keep cycling through and losing money on every deal? You know.
Hey, what sort of logic is that? Come on, man. You're a guitar player.
Ryan, let me warn you. I found that logic about 4 or 5 years ago. And then I decided I needed 2 or 3 or 5 of all of them. So
all you gotta do is look at it.
As soon as you give up on the one, as soon as you give up on the one guitar to solve them all, then all the guitars solve all your problems.
There you go.
Next thing you know, you'll be buying one of those rondos.
Nick believes in the purpose-built guitar theory.
Yes, very, very purpose. This guitar has on the 3rd Tuesday of the 12th year in the end of the dog. This guitar will have its day.
But as I was saying before about Australian prices, I'm on the website of my local store, and Squire Affinity Stratocasters, at least the special models, they go for 352 Australian dollars here, and the Tellys they go for about $2 less.
Oh.
Prices are weird in
Yeah, I got one more thing, Shane. Is he still there? I lost him. Did he leave?
No, he went somewhere.
Yeah, if you'll remember on the last live stream, Steve, on the last live stream I got on here and Shane was talking a bunch of crap about the Boss Katana amplifiers. And I said, oh, that's funny. You should mention that. I've got the brand new 212 sitting right there.
and how do you like it? And how do you like it?
I do. I really like it. I've got 2 of them. I keep one at practice and keep one here at the house.
It was weirded every day.
I think Shane passed out on the floor. No, there he is.
Have you ever thought of trying those 2 katanas in stereo?
No, I've never thought of doing that, but you certainly could. No reason you couldn't.
Yeah. Well, I used to have a stereo pedal board because I had a Postera Echo and I had 2 amps. I had a Valve State Marshall and a RMS amp from the 80s. It sounded heavenly.
Yeah, I would imagine that would move a lot of air.
Oh, it did. And these were 2 112 combos. 2 112s.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I used to play in a band that required stereo sounds, I believe. It was a Pink Floyd tribute.
Yeah, that would move a lot of air. You could probably lean against the amplifier with the air moving out.
Shane, that's a good question they just brought up in the chat there. Who is it there? Suave Trainwreck there. You want to read that one? Shane, are you muted?
I'll be muted.
Better?
You did.
Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
I'm muted. I just went to get another drink. Suave says, when trying to get someone's signature sound, is it the player, guitar, or amp that matters most? It's, in my opinion, the technique of the player, but what do you reckon, Ryan?
Yeah, I think so. I would say the amp, because you can plug, you know, the same $100 52, 53 reissue telly into 15 different amplifiers, and it's going to sound 15 different ways. But you know, if you have one amp and you plug in 15 different guitars, you're going to get 15 different sounds.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, it's your technique and your playing. That's what gets me. You know, when everybody's like, you know, they all want to know like how did Eddie Van Halen have his MXR Phase 90 pedal? What were his settings on that pedal? And it's like, well, first off, unless you play exactly like he played, it's not going to matter what you have that pedal set to. I mean, and not only that, but are you playing his amp, his guitar? You know, I think that sort of stuff's funny. But
you know, and a lot of times too, you find a good player will sound good on marginal equipment, but if you're a really bad player, there's no amount of money you can spend to make you not sound like a bad player.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally
very
agree.
true.
I get that a lot. Like, oh, what pedal are you using with this when I play live and whatever else? And it's like, although it helps, what you're actually hearing is the playing. And I'm not a flash player, but I think I've got a particular type of sound. But that's just unique to anybody, you know. Same with my friend Brian. Like, we could plug him into. You know, he's used a $70 guitar into a PV Bandit, and it sounds great. Not to say that's crap gear, but you know, like he could play his $3,000 amp or his $150 one and still get an amazing tone. So,
plug him into a 10, he'll sound good.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how it works. So.
It's kind of like that video that was popular for a while of Dave Grohl playing a children's drum set. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Still sounded like Dave Grohl playing drums.
Yep. Yeah.
Seen a video of Joe Satriani on a Squier Strat. Same thing.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one too.
Yeah, Billy Gibbons had a great one where he was picking up like strange Eastern European or Russian cast-off guitars and playing them in through whatever random amp on Guitar Safari. And he still sounds just like Billy Gibbons. I'm sorry. Like, it's just, you can't, it's so much, certain players too, so much of it is just their mojo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that people forget.
I didn't know they made one.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Sorry, we just someone may have said someone's trolling. I haven't seen anything in the chat that looks like that yet. But if anyone does, easily fixed. So yeah, I have no hesitation. I haven't seen anything that leads me to believe anyone's actually asking anything that's inappropriate or whatever. So
yeah, Soviet guitar is a strange thing. All I remember is they make submarines that don't work very well.
Yeah, well, they make that's true. But the Softec amps.
Even though the service that should have ended 40 years ago.
I think it's an aircraft carrier too, by the way.
I also apologize in advance for my shitty microphone. It's just the nature of the beast when it comes to my PC, because it's a hardware system.
It's all good, man. You were talking about Russian guitars. There's a guy in my town who collects nothing but Softec amps, Russian big muffs, and I think Ural guitars, and there's like 2 or 3 of them, and they're like, if you ever see those Italia guitars, like the Pinto ones that we make, but all those.
Yep, those were Wilkinson guitars as well, Nick.
That's it. Just imagine them with less joy, and they're the Russian guitars. They're the same kind of pile of shit and switches. My buddy loves them. He lives for Eastern Bloc strange gear, which is good. I'm safe from those.
Everybody has an
Yeah,
addiction.
if you don't see your buddy, just tell him I'm looking for some of that shit.
I need
they all sound like fellow like us.
Should definitely talk to me other than here, because I've always wanted to get more guitar players with my friends list.
Key things.
Everyone I get bass players and drummers mostly.
They need love too, you know.
Yeah. Did anyone see that Jared Dines video about how to change your strings? Is that actually up for debate? You know, because people change one at a time, and then some people change them like all at a time.
I change them all at a time, personally.
Yeah. I usually do it one string at a time, but I use a string winder to get the thing up to pitch.
I do them all at the same time. I just did all 4 of my guitars yesterday. It took me hours.
Oh my god!
I hate
How long
changing
do you think
strings.
it would take to change? Like, how long do you think it would take to change the strings on an Eastern Bloc guitar? Do you think?
It's probably easier. It's probably designed to be quicker field strip. The one thing the Russians are really good at is having their jets be able to be launched from a dirt airfield and be like completely worked on with a screwdriver, a hammer, and vodka. So
Yeah.
maybe they've revolutionized the guitar.
On it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a very
somebody-
large rusty hammer.
Yeah. Maybe Staines, you can get a Soviet guitar, strip it down, and then put it back together. See how. Just using screwdrivers, a hammer, and vodka.
There you
That's
go.
That's all you need.
Maybe
It's a good idea for a video.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Oh, mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes.
I hate mosquitoes. I don't keep telling
Yeah.
them in a week.
Bob's getting overwhelmed over there.
Yeah, they usually don't bite me, but I
Well,
guess
everything I hear is meant to kill you.
All right. So let's take some questions here. We'll see what's going on in the chat. If anyone has any questions for anybody on the chat, let us know. And we'll happily answer. We're about 15 seconds ahead.
Yeah, anybody that wants us to answer something, just remember we lie a lot.
Yeah, we make stuff up, but we make it all up as we go. That's what it's all about.
Yes, that's what most things are about, actually, including in delivering stuff.
Somebody was asking me about how the PRS, the core PRS plays compared to the private stock. I'm kind of curious about the S2 line and the CE line. Has anybody played or owned either of those guitars? Do they compare I mean, I'm sure they play, fine, but
I played an S2, and it's got the pattern regular neck, which I actually really like. I like that size of a neck. The pickups were goodish. They didn't blow me away, but they weren't horrible. You know what I mean? Like you're like, they're goodish. I think
Goodish.
I think a lot of
Sounds
people
juicy.
eventually could be hunting the Googles and the eBays and swapping in some quote unquote genuine PRS pickups into them. But they're cool. They do a lot of metallic sparkle finishes. I know Anderton's blowing out a bunch. They did a video of all I like cool color guitars. I like happy, shiny, sparkle. Like look over me, a pink one and a
Shiny, happy people.
oh, there you go, even more.
In Soviet Russia, everything's black.
Yes, unless
Yeah.
it's brown
Black
from
or
rust.
gray or vodka color.
Yeah. What guy?
yeah, they definitely do a lot of
That'd be
sparkle
acrylic.
finishes. No doubt about it for those.
Well, you figure they don't need to do a figured top, right? If they could market those with more solid colors, it's a lot easier for them to put out something of quality, but they don't have to have as nice a woods or whatever. Their B-class, B-stock woods still work great for them. So I kind of like them from that. I had fun playing it, but the pickups I kind of wanted more from. That's all.
You can buy the 5708 pickups now directly from PRS. They just started selling them.
Really?
Yeah,
Cool.
I think when they did announce that, when they announced them being in the guitars, they said that if you had an older version and you wanted the newer pickups, that you could go and buy them.
How much are they?
Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, that's a good. That's a nice deal.
Yeah,
Put them in different
I'm not
guitars,
sure.
So you can put them in a cheap shit $50 Les Paul copy.
Well, that's the idea. You put them in
There you
whatever you
go.
like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of pickups, does anyone have any pickup recommendations? Because I want to take a different sound for that bastard.
Well, again, the inherent problem is what kind of sound are you going for in it?
Yep.
Are you going for a metal sound? Are you going for a classic like rock sound?
I'm going for a hybrid of a classic rock and sort of early metal sound. Sort of like early Metallica kind of.
Well,
Put in a set of Seymour Duncan 59s or a JB and a jazz combo.
Never
I've
go
heard
wrong.
those are pretty good
There you
pickups,
go.
and I actually had an Epiphone SG. I think it was a
The ones that Nick showed would be a good option.
This is a JB59 and jazz combo. Great.
I think it was the.
Cool.
I cannot remember the exact pickup, but there was an invader in the neck, shred in the bridge. Guitar. Sadly, my mother sold it under my nose without me knowing.
Mothers will do
Still have the case from it.
And wise.
It's what you get for forgetting about her birthday. Always remember your
I
mother's
did not
birthday.
forget.
that. Mother's
I
Day.
did not
God
forget
forbid.
about
Don't
her
forget
birthday.
Mother's
I was
Day.
actually. Oh man! I just hope that she doesn't come to my house now and try to sell all my gear under my nose. And speaking of cool gear, a recent acquisition I got is right behind me, a Honda acoustic from the 70s.
Wow.
Nice.
I was looking at that.
Yeah, it's
Is that green?
What color is that,
placid
Nathan?
blue. It was originally like placid blue, and some of the blue has started to come through when I play the neck. Yeah.
play the what? Sorry.
It's like the custom color finishes from Fender in the 60s, sort of. Like, you know, when you play the neck or any part of the guitar, it wears down to the original finish. It was like the clear coat was peeling off.
It almost looks like it's a pea soup green.
Yeah, it does look like that.
It looks like that Guitar Hunter had the wannabe, the Gibson wannabe Chipson. Nick's shaking his head like he kind of agrees with how I said it there.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It just the whole line bums me out.
Here it is up close. This is what it looks like up close. Yeah. If you look
Oh,
on the
nice.
neck here, I'll show you the neck. You can see a little bit of the original blue.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
It's got a
You can see it on the
green,
neck,
Okay.
Yeah.
but the body looks green.
Yeah, the body definitely.
This is how it sounds.
Sounds green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green, baby, green.
With teal overtones.
Sounds like
Brand
money.
new looking
Some
tuners on it.
teal overtones.
Yeah,
Brand new
and a delightful shade of mauve.
Nick, you should do a tone color video. Just say like
Oh,
how
just
orange
guess the color?
guitars sound better than yellow ones or something. You should seriously do it as a joke. See, you'll go viral, man.
Oh, it would.
Oh, I'll do it if you don't do it. That'd be awesome.
Complete straight face, like arguing about. There was those. We also a recent video. Tim and I were just going back and forth about the type of, not the tuners, the pegs on the tuners. Like these are real rough
pegs.
Tone pegs.
Tone pegs.
Nick's breaking up.
Tone paint.
We missed all of that, Nick. I think.
Tone pegs. We're talking about just the pegs on. Actually, the pegs on this Benton, which nobody put any effort into not making them feel like they came out of a plastic mold. They do suck. Yeah. And we're like, somebody commented like, oh, but what difference does that make to the tone? I'm like, oh, everything.
Everything.
More than you can imagine.
The color of the scratch plate will change the tone, mate. All the tone screws.
You know, the 50s guys sounded better. The 50s guys had genuine ivory pegs.
Yeah.
I can actually hear the opening to that video by Nick.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Nick in the States, and I'm here to talk to you about tone paint.
Tone paint. Did you know that the orange, the wavelength of orange,
Yeah.
The frequency of orange is actually 440.
It's really hard to. Whereas metallic flake, think about it. Metallic flake, it conducts electricity, and your pickups are picking up electricity. Therefore, it's expanding the field. So when you have a candy apple guitar, you're cheating. It's
Well, that carries over to your.
Candy apple guitar will make your tone hotter.
But be careful. In some instances, you don't want to go that crazy.
You should do that, Nick.
I think I'm going to. I have 4 hours to record tomorrow. So when you see my Wednesday Nick's tone color video,
man, because you've got so many different colors and so many different guitars, you'd be the perfect guy to do it. I reckon that would be.
You got to do a 2-part video, right? And you film it all in black and white, so no one can tell what color it is. And ask them to say guitar A, guitar B, guitar C.
Well, like that old sepia color you used to see from old photographs.
Oh, I've got the plug-in.
Old films as well, the old 40s silent films or whatever they are.
That's fantastic. So the crappy Gibson M2, I'm actually taking the burst buckers out of my 2016 standard and going to put them in that to see if it makes any difference in that guitar more likable. It may.
Why
would you do that to some good pickups like that?
Because they have because I can put them back without having to do any soldering. It's really the only reason why. And then I'm going to put the shitbox awful things they call a Gibson Pro Bucker, which aren't, into the 2016 and really be like, they still sound like crap.
Did you sell that other Gibson that you had, the one that you don't like, Nick? Did you get rid of it in the end, or you still got it?
I still have the M2. I just put a new bridge on it today.
I really wish I could own a real Gibson. I mean, the only Gibson I own is a fake Chinese thing that a friend gave me.
Yeah, the only real Gibson you own is a fake Chinese one. How does that work?
Well, the fake Chinese one might be as good as the new Gibson.
It's my first fake Chinese one was much better than this. My second one, but this is an M2, thin, kind of cool. This now has a Tone Pros locking bridge on it, which could get the action down. The regular Gibson bridge, because this is mounted crooked and it doesn't fit tightly in its slots, would lean even more. You couldn't get the action at all low.
Wow.
So I put a Tone Pros in it, an $80 bridge and a $400 guitar. But
Tone Pros they're so good, those bridges, man. They're awesome.
They're really awesome. The only bummer with their wraparound is this screws down and locks, which is cool. But to raise the height,
the wraparound. Sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah.
So you use this little under wrenchy thing, which then stretches and breaks or doesn't work. So it's really hard to adjust the height in small increments. But pretty cool. But this has what Gibson's calling a Gibson Pro Bucker pickup, which is a commodity, cheap import pickup that they just named a Gibson Pro Bucker, not made in the USA, not even the ones in an Epi. I guarantee it. So we're going to pull these out. I'm going to put in the burst buckers out of my 2016 standard, and I'll put this in the standard because they all have the quick connects. So I can just click, and be like, still sucks.
You know what the scary part would be?
Nick, I'm sorry
the pickups
if you
around
said this.
And the better pickups sounding better in the in the crappy guitar and the crappy pickup sounding better in the other guitar.
Yeah, it may end up like that. Who knows?
Ken?
What are you saying, Ryan?
Nick, where do you think they? I know I heard you talking about this a little earlier when I was trying to connect up, but something about how that you reckon that's the worst guitar out of all of them that you've purchased is the one you're holding right now.
All the guitars for $500 or less. This is the worst one I've got.
Where did they cut the corners so dramatically to make it feel so cheap?
So, the paint, it's a nitro finish. The highlights, the neck actually feels pretty good. The rosewood was about as dry as you could get. If you got imaginary, it was going to go up in flames. I treated that. The body's fitted kind of cheap. The flip switch just feels chintzy for a Gibson flip switch. The pickups are horrendous. The setup was awful. The nut is like a banjo. I mean, it's like trampolini. It's so high up at the end.
So it's not been through the plec process, probably.
No, it hasn't been through anything. I do have a picture of it on somebody's bench at Gibson. It's over there. It's the hold on. I can show it to. I can actually.
Probably didn't want his face put in the
I wonder
picture.
if he covered his face. I was going to say, did he cover his face? Yeah.
Yes, he probably did.
We swear we did set this up. We swear. I'm like bullshit.
Oh my god.
So that sucks. The pickup sucks.
Si no hablo español.
But the fact that they fitted it with a bridge that didn't fit tightly in the slots of the post of the thing, so that it rocked so much that A, you couldn't get it down low, and B, if you slammed it all the way down, the front edge of the bridge digs into the top. It's the same flaw. No. It's the same flaw on the Firebird Zero, the whatever.
All those ones that have that.
But this, I had a Zero versus this. The Zero's bridge did fit better than these did. It was a little better. It wasn't as bad as this. This was epic.
We know our friend Hunter didn't like the Firebird Zero. That he didn't give it a very good review.
We were going back and forth because I had a Firebird. I did it in the flip switch was dead out of the box. My bridge pickup didn't come in, whether it was a contact or clean or whatever.
Yeah, he had it right. I remember that.
It was just nothing about it, but the pickups were a little better. The DSCs are better than these, but I can't complain. I get this for $235 from Amazon with free shipping during one of their blowouts.
So like $200.
At that, yeah, they do. Even at that price, at least I didn't get took. If you spend $400 on this, like, come on, it's $400. Think about how I probably have 30 guitars that are better.
Yeah.
How's the fretwork on it, Nick?
I will tell you. So the fret edges aren't bad. So I once I get the action so I could slam it, I realized, and I adjust the truss rod, the neck is relatively smooth until now there's a bump that comes up here. So I still get buzz.
That's the tone buzz, right?
The tone buzz. You know, you shouldn't use those chords. It's just telling you should use jazz chords through here instead of power chords. You don't need those ones. These chords are available here. You know that. You don't need those.
Yeah. Some people buy a $300 fuzz pedal to sound like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just such
lower
a
on the neck.
But I could understand everything that you said about what they did to that guitar. Sounds like they didn't pay a lot of attention to conditioning the fretboard. Sounds like they put cheap electronics in it. It's probably got cheap tuners on it, I would have to guess.
Oh, they're not good. Yeah.
Yeah. The nut's probably some piece of PVC that they've had laying around for a long time. But the one part of it that I can't let go is the fact that the bridge will not even if you are an experienced guitar player, you still can't put the action into spec. To me, that's not really excusable. I don't care what the guitar costs.
And they made thousands, tens of thousands of these.
And it's got a Gibson name on it too.
Yep. Yeah. And you know what? I've owned tons of melody makers over the years. I love them. Well, because Epiphone has something. Epiphone has a thing called the Epiphone Les Paul Special 2. It's a bolt neck version of this. The reason they wouldn't put this on there is this is worse than the $200 or $180 on sale at Guitar Center Epiphone Les Paul Special 2. So they wouldn't want to do it. The one thing it has done, though, is their new take on the Melody Maker headstock. If you're familiar with the original Melody Maker headstock, it had no curve to it. It was basically slab-sided with a little tiny little thing here. This at least has a flow to it and gives you, I don't know if I can get it here. At least it looks somewhat Gibson-y. Like it's got a slight hourglass shape to it. It's a big improvement on the classic Melody Maker headstock. It's the one thing they did right. Everything else,
something right.
An original Melody Maker from the '60s, and I actually noticed my first gripe with, maybe vintage Gibsons is that, their tuner spacing on the Melody Maker, it just bothered me because when I was tuning, say, the A string, I would be hitting the, which is quite annoying.
It's tight. It's cramped in there.
Yeah, but the one thing I did like about the Melody Maker that I played was that it was a double pickup, and the pickup sounded like sort of Gibson's take on a Fender single coil. I like the sound of that.
Those, if you can play a 60, 61, even the uglier ones after that, but the single cutaway 60s, which had a 1 or 2 pickup, and they had double cutaway 61, 62, which is a 1 or 2 pickup. They're great, fun little articulate single coils, not like a P90, in the realm of a Fender, but it's still different. And maybe it's just the mahogany body, the set neck, whatever, but I dig those old guitars a lot. They're a lot of fun.
Well, the one that I played was a double cut, and I actually quite liked it. It had a really nice neck, and it sort of had the feel that I expected from a high-quality guitar. What I had with it was the tuner spacing.
Dragos says nice sitar.
Yeah.
Because of the buzz there, Nick.
Yeah, right? I've got a video that'll go up on Thursday or Friday this week, and it was because when I did a video for this, I did a Les Paul Junior, and everyone was like, why is Gibson now making these shitty, cheap guitars? They shouldn't do that. They've got this brand. I'm like, Gibson has always made shitty, cheap guitars. From the original Melody Makers through Sonics and Marauders. Have you guys ever seen a Gibson? Have you ever seen a Gibson Corvus?
Yep, from the early 80s.
Yeah. Go Google a Corvus if you haven't. You can't unsee it. You've been warned.
How do you spell it?
Corvus.
Oh, yeah.
I actually think it's a cool. It's almost like back in the 50s when they did the V in the Explorer. I'd play a Corvus. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
I'd forgot about it until I was doing this video, and it was like, oh god.
Mate, these are a thing of beauty.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like, I'm not even going to say what that reminds me of.
It's a cross between the modern and the SG or that.
It's like they forgot to design it.
That's a proof
should have been called the pork chop.
There you go.
Terry, isn't that model? It's the Corvus, the V2, and then the RD Artist. Isn't that the other one that was in that series?
Yep.
Yeah. Look up an RD Artist.
The RD Artist had Moog electronics too. They had like a swimming pool size route in the back, and they had these Moog electronic active pickups. They're one of the first ones to do it.
Ryan Bruce has a whole bunch of them.
Everyone you see now has those ripped out and a pair of Duncans in it.
Should call it a tomahawk.
Oh god.
Yeah, there you go, Shane. That's an RD Artist there. It's kind of like a swirly Explorer almost.
It's like Explorer and a Firebird had a kid.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good.
It's basically like the Firebird reversed kind of thing.
Okay, happy. This person is. He's like, why did you buy me this? Damn it!
So what did I do to you?
I wanted a V, not this one. The V. Sorry, no. What's that, man?
What is that keyboard? What was that keyboard photo? There was a guy with the RD. There was a whole bunch of keyboards.
Looked like Geddy Lee.
Yeah, or something like that. I didn't even know if Geddy Lee could play.
It's like they made bases as well with the same shape.
Yeah,
you have to tell that kid it's not the gift, it's the thought that counts.
It was such a fun thing prepping for this video.
You know, that finish is actually pretty nice. It's very two-tone Fender Sunburst.
Yeah, look at the bridge on that. I don't know.
It's a fine TP6. It's a Gibson TP6 fine-tuned tailpiece.
Oh, yeah.
You could individually adjust.
Oh, yeah.
The original BB King Lucille model had that on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were big like 74 or 75 and on. They started appearing in things.
Yeah, I've never seen
the
those
RD
before.
Custom's a pretty nice looking guitar, actually.
Oh, those are cool. It's like the L6 Artist, the really nice L6 is gorgeous. The L6S, not so much. You know.
I'd love to
Ryan
have
Morris
all five
has a
someday, but I'm not good
standard,
enough to
a
own one.
custom, and one other, I think. And his signature guitar from Baldergate is also based off of the RD design.
Yeah, Fluff.
If you guys, what about the modern? You guys like the Gibson Modern with the Gumby style headstock? They're actually,
Oh God, yeah.
they're actually really comfortable to play though. They've got some of the flair of a V, but with a the Explorer front kind of portion to help balance. You can play it sitting in your lap. I kind of like the Modern, even with a Gumby headstock.
I would not play a Modern.
Hey Nick, by the way, one more thing on that what is that Les Paul called? M2?
M2.
Have you looked at the electronics in it yet? Is it circuit board or what is it?
It's no, it's just Korean pots. So 2 Korean pots and no name flip switch. And then it's the two quick connects. So no board.
I'm wondering if there's forums full of people that are dissatisfied with their
Oh yes.
too.
That'd be an understatement.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
felt the same way with my Squire Strats when I bought them. I used to buy
yeah, but at least a Squire Strat, you bought it hopefully super cheap, and you're a $50, $60, $70
Yes.
used pickguard away from having a usable guitar. Like, ugh. And the thing with these is just, I just hate it. It's not even worth saying anything else.
Why don't you give it to me and I'll set it on fire for you?
No, because it's going to be fun. And for me, a lot of this is having something to play with. Some of it's the proof of how low can you go with a guitar, put good shit in it, and have it sound good. You know, and there's a great theory and a challenge there. If it's worth it's a whole separate concept. But I wanted this guitar so bad to be good, but no.
So there's literally a forum titled "Gibson Sucks," and it's
Yes.
they're talking about that particular model. So
The lowest of the low.
if you Google that, you'll with M2 in the title, you'll find it.
Dude, if you're a Gibson hater, it's the perfect guitar.
Yeah. Wow.
I did
This guitar I actually got for free. Well, no joke. A friend literally gave me this thing for free.
nice, dude.
You got your money surfing.
That's definitely a friend.
Yeah.
Or an enemy, depending on how bad the guitar is.
It plays excellent. It actually plays and sounds almost like it's maybe an early 70s Les Paul. It has that feel, and it's pretty heavy too. Every time I pick it up, I feel like I'm picking up a Russian submarine. That's how heavy it is.
A lot of those
They
old
are heavy.
70s Japanese guitars, they're awesome. They really
Yeah.
are. Whether they're a bolt neck or not, they're good.
I hope we're not destroying Ahmad's inspiration here, because I know he's got a Gibson on lay-by. We're like bashing the entry level ones.
Like I said, it's gonna keep. I'm still gonna keep it. What my idea is, if I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't, I'll maybe flip it for something better. Maybe
I'll ship
maybe
you
a
a
higher
left-handed Buckeye.
Yeah,
Jet one.
exactly. Tokais.
I'll hook you up with one.
Yeah, it's funny, Shane. If you go back to the last live stream, we were talking about how many guitars do you need, and I think you and I both landed on 3, and Steve was saying you needed 4 because we reckon 335, Telly, and Strat, and he added a Les Paul to that mix. So I've landed on 4, but I changed the Les Paul for a PRS. So
5.
Yeah,
5.
All right, there'll be 6 or 7 there soon.
No, you need a mahogany body P90 guitar, whether it's a Junior or an SG or something like that, because it fills a gnarly little corner of the Steed that's hard to live
Everybody
without.
needs an
once you got
M2.
it. No one
Yeah,
needs an
nobody's
M2.
an M2.
P90.
Nobody-
Really? Show me them. Show me them. I have an idea for a video that I want to do. Unfortunately, though, it's kind of bummer because it's going to destroy a guitar, but you couldn't do it with this. Some kind of Strat style guitar, and it's just what will it take and can it still be rebuilt? And it's going to be one of those things where you just go and take it out and shovel snow with it, or leave it on the roof of your car, or all the kind of crap. And just okay, what's it take? Keep that thing going and make it a series of just fun stuff. But I feel bad about it.
So the AKs, AK-47s, the guitars. You can shovel snow with them.
You can do anything with them.
Maybe even jack up your car with them. Who knows?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Cool.
And then,
So,
take them out and play them later on.
Exactly. But gents, I've got to. My battery's dying, but it's a perfect time to remind me that I got to get the heck out of here.
All right, Nick. It's been
Hopefully,
great
find a way to do this again. Shane, thank you. Thanks everybody.
Hey,
It's
no
a
worries.
pleasure.
Thanks.
Yeah, later, Nick.
Good to see you, Nick. Good luck with the pickups.
Thanks.
I'm waiting for
Stay tuned.
Good luck with the Gibson.
Ahmed, you're gonna have a great guitar though, because I had the P90 version of that and I loved it.
All right.
They do that one. They do that one very well. And the three
Yeah,
good
that's a good
Gibsons I got recently were awesome.
So you're an advocate for M2s. Gotcha.
Yeah,
we
bye,
go.
man. Bye, long.
I'll take care of it.
Later, guys.
All right. Thanks again, Nick.
Take
Cheers.
care, Nick.
Maybe
Yeah, I wanted to-
M2s is in the tank.
Yeah. I just wanted to thank you guys for being a part of these live streams too while everyone's still here. I was about to do that just before Nick jumped off. So, yeah, it's been good. It's a shame they're basically pulling the pin on it, but we'll work out another way of doing it at some point. And, yeah.
Or hopefully they replace it.
I thought
Yeah,
they were going to use
I don't really know what
something
to do.
else. I thought they were going to.
I had to read about it, but it's weird that nothing is actually set up in our control panel now, like prior to just the discontinuation of this. I would assume that they'd already have something in testing, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but
I heard that they're going to incorporate it with YouTube. I saw a video on it a couple of days ago. That's what I was thinking. They were going to incorporate the live or the live streaming into some kind of YouTube interactive app. I don't know if it was somebody's wish or dream or what.
Is today the actual last day for the Hangout technology?
yeah, it is for me. Probably tomorrow night it'll end for you guys.
Because the reason I say that is if they were going to replace it, don't you think we would have already heard what that replacement was going to be?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, I'm like literally surprised that there's nothing, at least in testing. There's a secondary live stream thing, which I do when I'm sitting on my couch and I'm using my other video camera. I already use that, but that doesn't have Hangout functionality. It's literally just like a one-way stream sort of thing. So
yes,
you can use other programs like open broadcast software, which I use for other things as well. We can, all those guys that say stream gaming footage will have a webcam and they'll have the gaming footage. So there's ways of incorporating more than one screen, but I don't know if it's literally going to be as easy as what this is to do it. So anyway, I've got everyone's email addresses. So whenever I work it out to how to do more than just a one-on-one conversation, which I already know how to do, I'll work that. Yeah, I'll definitely email everybody and maybe we can do them every now and then again as well. So.
Yeah, Shane, I could offer you half a dozen different video conferencing solutions, but I don't know of one that you could stream live on YouTube. That seems to be the problem.
Yeah.
All I really need to do is have a computer that acts as a host to this.
Sure.
And then everyone connects to that.
Yeah.
And then I can actually stream that computer to YouTube. I know how to do that. I just don't know of any other. Skype sucks. Every time I see Skype used on YouTube, it's glitchy, and it's super glitchy, like way worse than this. You can't hear. I guess that's one good thing. Sometimes when someone's talking over you, it mutes the other person, but I kind of like this. Feels more like a phone call in terms of audio. So hopefully,
I think Slack is an alternative too. I mean, there's a little more functionality in Slack, but I think there is a free version of Slack if you want to check that out.
All right. I'm happy to buy it if it's not. Is it? Do you know if it's something that everyone needs to have, or is it just the host?
Yeah, you'd have to have an account and log in, just like you do with YouTube.
Okay. All right, cool. I'll look into it. Hopefully, I can just find one where people can click a link and join. I know there's WebEx can do that from Cisco. That might.
Yeah, Dan Murray in the chat said you could go live on Facebook, but I don't think you can do a group thing there. I think that's a one-way again.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same problem. I'll work it out. I'm good with this sort of stuff. So give me a couple of weeks to. I used to use this corporate one called WebEx, which it's like a file sharing thing, but they've just included now video conferencing within it as well. So I might.
Slack is more of an enterprise tool as well. That's where I came up with that, Shane. So like I said, I don't know if WebEx would probably be easier and less cluttered. It's a little more purpose built. Slack will let you do a lot of different things, and virtually no one has it that's not an enterprise type user. So.
All right, I've just bookmarked it anyway, so I appreciate that. Thanks. I'll take a good look and see how it goes. But yeah, we're gonna pull the pin at 12 o'clock today. I'm gonna get some stuff done, and then I've got to shoot off at 2 o'clock. So I've got to film 2 videos in 1 hour, and then I've got to bail.
Shane, I'm not familiar with that Australian slang. Can you tell me what shoot off at 12 means?
Yeah. All right. So
you got to remember who you're talking to here.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm going out later on today. I got a birthday party, so not mine, but a friend of mine. So yeah, got to get some more stuff done. But thanks guys for joining in.
Pleasure being on here. Thank you for having us.
And
no worries, man.
So you think whenever you figure out how you want to move forward, you just email the bunch, or you going to do a YouTube video on it, or what do you think?
It'll be
probably both.
Getting repeats. Thanks, Ryan. I've got, if WebEx works, it'll be easy. It'll literally be just click on this link and join, and webcams and that will work pretty much the same way, but it might not look quite as nice. It might just, visually it might not be quite as good as this, but it should still serve the same point. So once I work it out, I'll throw an email out, as I do every time I do these things. And I found out last time I did this, I used my old list. So a few people didn't get emailed, but I've deleted that file now. And yeah, sorry about that, Ahmad. That wasn't anything I intentionally.
I ended up finding it in the junk mail with all the other ads of my distant relatives in Nigeria.
Yeah. Something happened where I've got I use OneDrive, like the cloud server thing. And I actually opened an old local copy that was on a second hard drive. For some reason, I searched for it instead of actually going to where it wasn't opening it properly. So, yeah, that something went wrong there. But anyway,
hey Shane, one last question here before you jump off or shoot off, as you say in Australia. I spent 10 minutes today watching you glue pieces of paper to the wall for your blues wall, and now behind you there's a plain wall. What's up with that?
You like that?
What I said to him earlier in the broadcast. What happened? Where's the wall?
It's a different room in here. So that's where I do the podcast, and my other room looks wild. I walked in there today and I just went, oh yeah, cool. So
you need my backdrop.
I'll shoot this. What's that, sorry?
I said you need my backdrop that I got up now.
Oh, there we go.
Solo and carbonite.
That's nice.
Cool, man. Is that a blanket or something? Is it, or a towel? Or
yep.
Cool.
I figured, might as well mix it up. I'll put it up on the back here instead of everybody looking at the plain, messy wall.
That's it. No, it looks good. Cool. All right, guys. Well, yeah, thanks.
We'll have to salute that.
Thanks for hanging out, Steve. I'll be in touch, and we'll do some more of this coming up soon. Thanks to everyone who's in the chat as well. If you want to be on future live streams when I work out the tech, email me at intheblues@outlook.com. I'll type it in, and I'll put you on the email list. And yeah, just for your participation, Ryan, I'm gonna send you a free set of headphones. All right. So
hey, that'd be great. Hey, you see the new guitars I've picked up? I can use anything free that I can get here for a little while.
Squire branded headphones.
Smartphone. Yeah.
When you figure out what you're going to change to, I'll try and be the leading participant in that one too, Shane.
Yeah. No problems, man. I look forward to it. And John, thanks for dropping in, man. It's good to see you indoors.
Yeah.
I'm starting to ask whether or not you had somewhere you stayed. So that's good.
Plus, it's all about the scheduling, man.
We were worried you got fired or something.
Nah, I wish.
He's inside.
I actually.
Ahmad, always good having you on too, man.
Likewise. I like enjoy being on with you guys.
Yeah, we didn't catch you at work this time too, so it was
I'm
a
actually
good
at
time.
home. Yeah, I need to be working so I can pay for the guitar.
Yeah.
Nathan,
Go ahead
thanks.
and get that spare bedroom ready, Ahmad. Shane will be coming right over to visit Southpaw Guitars.
All right, I'll be waiting for you.
We'll do a guitar search Saturdays through there, mate. It'll be awesome.
There you go.
If I do actually do that, I'll let you know. I'm in the area.
All right.
Wow.
That's cool.
Sorry, John.
Just make sure the next guitar search Saturday, you have it sponsored by Livingston Pedals and SX Guitars.
Stay away.
You bought that just for that, didn't you?
I've owned an XX Stratocaster. It was horrible.
Man, this one is fantastic.
Yeah, I hear a lot of good things. I actually copped a lot of emails after saying I hadn't played one, so I've never seen a left-handed one. So I just made the assumption they weren't very good.
Even check this out, man. Left-handed knobs. 10
Oh,
is the
there you go.
loudest.
Yeah,
There you go.
nice. Cool.
The one that I had, I actually set on fire because it was so horrible.
I'm sure they've got like the lower end stuff's crap, but like the vintage shoe seems to be sort of pretty good neck and body, and the rest of the stuff is doable. I reckon all it needs is a new bridge.
Yeah, okay.
Put the guitar on the ground and step away from it.
I had a chat with Kenneth Russell. He's from Texas as well, I think, and he was saying he's got a few of those and they play really well. So if I find one, I'll give it an honest go and see how it sounds. But all right, guys, I gotta go or shoot off. But
Well, Shane, I think I speak for all of us when I say this has been a real treat to be a part of these, and it was a great idea to start this. So thanks for doing it.
Hey, no worries. No, thanks for jumping on. It's great having everybody on these, and people that are interested in hanging out. So it's been fun for me too. So I'll be in touch. I'll keep you updated via email what's going on, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
Thanks, Shane.
Thank you, Shane.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care, everyone.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.
See you soon.
Everyone, take care. So till we meet again. Bye bye.
See you guys.
Sponsored by Hondo Guitars.